Hi everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Cassandra and today I'm going to be telling you about 3 different things in this video. So the first thing is the direction that my channel is going to be taking in 2022. Second thing is I'm going to be sharing my 2022 goals with you and how I plan to achieve them. And the third one is, well, it goes along the line of the goals. It's my homeschool goals, which are separate because I am a homeschooling mom of 2 and I live here in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, and that's what I make videos about most often. So let's get started on the first thing, which is the direction I'm going to be taking with my channel this year. So if you guys have subscribed for a long time, my channel has kind of taken a few different turns. I started off my channel as wanting it to be sort of like a goal setting channel or a channel that talks about becoming a better person and hoping to inspire some people out there to become better people. Since I started the channel, I made a big move from Ontario, Canada to Northwest Territories, Canada, here in Yellowknife, as I talked about. My channel sort of pivoted and became about Yellowknife and information about living here because before I moved, I couldn't find any information really on YouTube about what it was like to live here. And getting here, I realized it was a pretty normal city, and I think a lot of people thought it was very exotic and maybe not a place that they would live. And my family and I really enjoy living here. So kind of pivoted and took a turn to mostly talking about Yellowknife and what it was like to live here. And that's been really fun. I've enjoyed sharing that with you guys, and I will still share that this year. I have one dedicated video per month to Yellowknife, so there will still be Yellowknife content. So don't unsubscribe if you're here just for Yellowknife content, because there will still be that. However, I do want to get back to the roots of why I started my channel. I started to kind of not enjoy it as much and also kind of run out of things to talk about. I feel like if you search my channel, you will see almost every question possible and every topic possible about living here in Yellowknife. I'm always happy to answer questions in the comments if you have more questions about living in Yellowknife. But I feel like I've kind of almost covered it all. Now, that being said, there will be some new videos. There are a few things I have in mind. I'll still be sharing things like hikes with you guys and what we do here in Yellowknife, information that I think of that, you know, I may have talked about really long ago that could use a refresher, that kind of thing. So that still will, like I said, be here once a month. But I have made a schedule for the year, and it is going to revolve around my goals this year. And 2 of the goals that are the biggest goals for me are weight loss and financial goals. So I want to talk more about frugal living here in Canada and how we're planning to save money next year. We really want to save for a house. If you guys know anything about living here, the houses are really expensive, and we are a single income family. So, you know, people say that you can't save money here, but you sure can. But we want to just put the most effort in possible. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys. I'm going to be doing more budget videos, food videos, showing you how we're going to save money. Hopefully a few more food challenges. I know you guys like those, stuff like that. And I'm also going to be sharing bi-weekly weigh-ins with food content. So that could be grocery hauls, that could be, you know, what I eat in a day, you know, whatever it might be. I'm going to be sharing my progress with you. I just want to make myself more accountable. It's really important to me to get that done this year. So that gives away some of my goals, but that's sort of the where my channel is going. I'm also going to be trying to post 2 times a week instead of once a week. So that's a goal I have. I'm not saying it's going to happen every week, but I'm going to really aim for it. I've got a schedule for the year, and it does involve 2 videos a week. So if you're not subscribed already and this all sounds interesting, please go ahead and subscribe now and give this video a thumbs up as well if you're enjoying it. So the next part is my goals, and I've got 9 goals, excluding my homeschool goals. I've got 7 of those. So let's go through them. So the first one is I want to save $15,000. My goal, I guess, my big goal for finances is to be able to buy a house in 4 years. Yes, so that's the goal, to save $15,000. Now that does not count savings for emergency. You guys know I'm doing the 100 envelope challenge. I've continued that even though I haven't been making videos about it. So I'm doing the 100 envelope challenge for like real emergencies. And then I also want to have a small emergency fund to cover 3 months of what could be an emergency before we buy a house. So that's separate. And then also I want to have a little bit of vacation savings per year so we can try to take a trip every 1 to 2 years, even if it's just like a trip to Edmonton or Calgary or something, you know, BC, whatever, just to take 1 trip a year, because you guys know this has been hard not to travel, and people think this is like really isolated and stuff, and it might feel that way for some people living up here. It doesn't really feel like that to me, but wherever we have lived before, we have always taken little road trips, weekend trips kind of thing every now and then, and we haven't done that in 2 years. So it feels like time, and it feels like something that I want to prioritize. The second one is lose 50 pounds. 50 pounds is my goal. However, if I have a lot of muscle or something, and I weigh a bit more in the end, I'm fine with that. I just want to feel healthy enough, like I said, to be able to carry another baby. The third one is to keep a clean home. Now, this is kind of a broad goal, but I'm going to measure it by just trying to stick to a schedule that I've prepared. I'm going to show it to you here. I have 2 children, like I just said. Did I say how old they are? They're almost 5 and 6, but 6.5. So it's hard to keep a clean home, as you guys may know. So my goal is to kind of focus on that a little more this year. All right, so the next one is the YouTube goals I've talked about already. The twice a week upload. I would really like to get to 5,000 subscribers this year. And then I would like to think more about how to inspire you guys or help you in your lives. The 5th one is I want to organize my recipe binder. I have switched between a binder and cue cards, and I want to go back to a binder because it's just easier for me to store it on the binder, and I think my recipes will last longer because I can put like page protectors on them and stuff, whereas the cue cards, maybe I should have laminated the cue cards. Maybe that was my mistake because they're like all gross. You guys see whenever I cook, I'm like, here's my recipe. It's all like gooped up with like the recipe and stuff. It's disgusting. So I want to redo that. The 6th one is I want to organize my photo albums. I am not very good at taking pictures, but I have a bunch on both my phone and my husband's phone that I'd like to organize into binders for the children to take when they're older. Now, the 7th one is I have this family history sheet that I would really like to organize and put into familysearch.org. I like to do family history when I can. I've had this sheet, a huge genealogy sheet for years, like literally probably 10 years, that I still have not inputted in there. I have not made it a priority. So that is something I would like to make a priority this year. Number 8 is to do more what's called family home evenings. They are just my family gets together and we do a gospel lesson together that I've always sucked at, and I've always tried to get better at it. I subscribe to Redheaded Hostess, and they provide family home evenings sometimes in their packets, and so it's like it couldn't really be much easier for me. I also have a million family home evening idea books that I could use, so there's really no excuses. I just need to get it done. The next one and the last goal for the year, aside from my homeschool goals, is to have more dates with my husband. My husband laughed when he read this because he's like, well, that's easy. We didn't have one date last year. One date and you'll be, completing that goal. And I laughed. It's true. I don't mean when I say more dates with him, I don't mean like going out dates, because I'm not interested really in finding a babysitter and trusting someone to care for my children while I go out with him. And we don't need that. Like whenever we do that, it doesn't feel like we're enriching our marriage at all. But it does when we make time at home to spend together, just the 2 of us, and that it's like purposeful time that we've planned. And so I just want to do that more. Those are my main goals for 2020. Now I'm going to talk about my homeschool goals lastly. So the first one is to finish and enjoy our Sunlight K unit. I always say Sunlight, it's Sunlight. Which we have started. We're on week 1 right now, and it's going well. It's week 1. And when I say finish and enjoy, I mean I am like a big box checker, so I am likely to just be like, okay, let's go, and not enjoy it. So I want to do both. Make sure they're enjoying it and get it done. Second one is do all the, so it's called Preach My Gospel New Member Lessons. This just means my daughter, I want her, and she wants to get baptized at 8 years old. I want her to understand what commitments she's making, however. So I want to go through what the missionaries would normally teach new members or people that are what's called investigating our church or trying to find out more information about it. They have some lessons that they generally teach to give you a foundation of what our church believes. The third one is to learn 12 different hymns or songs or children's hymns. We're starting with I Know My Father Lives, which I'll show you in my Morning Basket video coming up next week. But we are starting with that one. I'll show you how I teach songs to them, but it's important to me that they learn more of the children's songs because that's something we would have normally done in church, but that we haven't done these past couple of years just because of COVID and Zoom church and trying to navigate all that. And fourth one is to have enjoyable morning baskets because the Sonlight curriculum is the most intensive curriculum we've done. If you've watched my old Sonlight videos, you'll know that I've done the Sonlight before, but we've just gone through the books. We haven't done any of the like worksheets or even the questions or even doing it in order, the order that it suggests. So, well, it didn't have worksheets for pre-K and preschool, actually. It just has activities. We didn't do them all, but we did a lot of them. But yeah, we didn't go in order, especially for pre-K. So, you know, we don't really understand what the workload is like yet. It's been taking us about until the afternoon, and we've been doing it. There's 3 different parts of it, and we've been doing those, taking a break. That's sort of how we're doing our morning basket, actually, is we've been splitting it up. We've been doing Sonlight, a morning basket activity, Sonlight, morning basket activity, Sonlight, morning basket activity. And then I usually say when we're done school, you can choose something special to do with Mom, just you and me. So we'll do something special with Tobias. We'll do something special with Alice. And then we'll get to our, you know, chores and regular rest of our day. So number 5 is making time for interest-led learning. And I say this because, again, I'm a box checker. I'm like, all right, this is what we have to do, this, and this. But occasionally they'll ask me things or want to dive more in depth into things or want to study a country more specifically. I've got some unit studies for some different countries that we've done up here on YouTube. We like to try the foods and read some books and do different things with learning about a country for a week. So they do ask for some of those sometimes, and I don't get around to it always, but I want to get around to it and I want to make time for it. So yes, so that's why that's one of my goals. The 5th one is lots of outdoor time. I felt a little bit guilty in that, which is so stupid, I know, but a little bit guilty in the summer whenever they'd like play outside for a long time and we wouldn't get any school done. You know, if they're outside for half the day, I would think like, oh, we didn't get any school done. I know most people are off in the summer. We homeschool year round. I'd feel sort of bad. Or if we spent, you know, half a day going for a walk, going to the store, coming back, whatever, I feel a little bit like, oh, we didn't get any school done today. And I just don't want to feel like that. I think that if we're dedicated on the days that we're dedicated, especially in this winter season where we're stuck inside anyway for the most part. The kids are actually at the movies right now, which is great, but I had to drive them. It's minus 37 today, minus 49 with the wind chill or something like that. So, you know, I gotta drive them or the car's never gonna last the whole movie being unplugged. So anyway, but, you know, for the most part, we're inside and don't really get out much. So lots of outdoor time when it is time to go outside here, which is such a limited season that I need to take them to the park more and I need to let them get outside more. So that's going to be a priority this year. And the last one is to what's called ponderize 24 scriptures. And that's a term that I heard in one of our general conference things that our church puts out. It's like where prophets and apostles and people that have different jobs in the church speak. And this man spoke about this idea of ponderizing. And just what that means is instead of memorizing, you're memorizing it, but you're also pondering it through the week. You're really thinking about it. And it's really, really good advice. It's very helpful to do that. It drives my children a bit nuts that we read the same scripture every day and whatever, but I think it's because they're little and I think it's because they're not used to it. And I often have this bad habit of when we're doing things and they're not enjoying it, I just switch it. I want them to enjoy everything, but you know what? They're not going to enjoy everything. And some things are important that they need to do regardless of if they enjoy it or not. For example, if they complain about reading scriptures at night, I don't change my mind about it. Like we're still doing it because it's important, right? So but I do that with school stuff sometimes. So I need to stop doing that. And, yeah, so we've been doing this ponderizing thing for a little bit and it's working wonderfully. And even for me, like I'm pondering the scripture like before I go to bed or whatever. It's just like popping into my mind and I'm getting new ideas about it. And I'm excited to share that with them in the morning. And it's been really great for our family. So the goal is 24 scriptures. So one for every 2 weeks. And they're short ones. I'm not picking long ones or anything. And I am doing a couple of the scripture masteries. If you are a part of my church, that's just scriptures that the teenagers memorize when they get older. So if we can get a couple of those down, great. But we're just taking a little bit of a break from the articles of faith just because we've done them and we just need a little break for something else. So that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe if you're not already. And leave me a comment below. Tell me what your goals are for the new year. Tell me which ones you're excited to see me fulfill. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.